How do you think this film will allow Isabel's studies to reach a wider audience, and why do you think it's an important story to tell?
Well, the film Origin is based on the book Caste, The Origins of Our Discontent by this incredible woman named Isabel Wilkerson. And in the film, I follow her authorship of the book, what made her want to write the book, what her journey was in uncovering and discovering the mysteries of the phenomenon that she's studying.
If you look closely, you'll find something tragic was happening.
Of course, a film amplifies the ideas of a book in ways that go far beyond the pages. It allows us as filmmakers to bring ideas to life in images that live in people's minds in a different way than words, I think. And so it's been a pleasure and a privilege to amplify her theories through the film and the performance of Aunjanue Ellis-Taylor, who portrays her. It's just been a beautiful journey for us. Aunjanue Ellis-Taylor is a singular talent, a singular artist. She's someone who has such a rigorous process, and yet it looks completely natural because she's fully inhabiting the character in her own skin, in her heart, in her mind, in her speech, in her voice, in every molecule of her. She becomes Isabel Wilkerson, and that is a talent unlike what we see very often. And so she is the most kind of immersive actor that I've worked with. Or the fact that I got to see her do it up close every day is just an honor.
What are some of the keys to making the hard things digestible in your own storytelling?
I think that's what I really try to do generally, is make the hard stuff digestible, whether it's with something like 13th about the prison industrial complex, or it's Selma about the civil rights movement, or this one, which is about a concept that is so vast. It's a phenomenon that affects all of us. That we don't even really know what it's called. It feels invisible to some people and very visible to others. And so to try to whittle that down into something that everyone could enter into, no matter what level of awareness you have about caste, was the task. You know, in our country, we just don't think about it and put it in the drawer. You know what I mean? Like, leave it in a book, and you know what, just take that book off the shelf. You know, I mean, we don't need to talk about the things that really happened. It'll all be fine. And we kind of move through life, move through generations that way. And nothing ever is healed and nothing ever changes. In order to change it, you have to look at it, right? In order to clean the house, you gotta open the drawer. You gotta go in the drawer. You gotta take stuff out. You gotta look at it. You gotta throw stuff away. You gotta decide to keep things. You gotta say what's valuable and what's not. And you have to state what happened. And so I think that is true of history and a national kind of global healing that should happen, but it's also true of us. You can't run from what bothers you. It is easy to say, oh, it's a sad film, it's actually a hopeful film, and it's a film that at the end is triumphant. In order to triumph, you have to get over something. So I have to show you the stuff that you have to get over, and then you watch her get over it. And hopefully you walk out of the theater, what we've experienced in people's reactions as they leave is a feeling of eyes opened, a feeling of hope, a feeling of lightness and of lift and of possibility. How can I change? How can I do something differently in my own life and in the world? That's the goal. I'm really at its core just telling the story of a woman who's on a journey. She's on a journey to discover, to explore, to heal herself. And within that, it allows me a more grounded place to work without saying, I'm making a film about caste. No, I'm making a film about a lady who's going through a tough time and she's, you know, uncovering a mystery. If I say it like that to myself, it's doable. If I say I'm about to do 7 time periods, I'm going to shoot in 3 continents in 37 days, and I'm going to, it would be overwhelming. So you just focus on the things you can do. That's what life is. And you look up and you will have taken steps and you didn't even realize how far you've gone.
Have you heard the tapes?
No. Of what?
Stanford Police Department, this is Sean.
Hey, we've had some break-ins in my neighborhood, and there's a real suspicious guy. Looks like he's up to no good or something.
The film as a whole feels like half a documentary for me. You know, it feels very grounded and real, and then you get this like beautiful kind of like symbolism. What was your intent in including those?
Well, you know, as a filmmaker, I really was interested in experimenting with different forms and different ways of telling story. I am a documentarian. I make documentaries. 13th is one that most people know. I make narrative films. I make limited series, music videos, commercials, whatever. I'm always shooting. And in this, I said, well, why limit myself to one form? There are no documentary elements in it, but I'm making a narrative attempt to show what it feels like to investigate and to research. So that feels like documentary to people. And there are some non-actors in the piece. There are some people who are playing themselves. And so I think that as a filmmaker, especially taking on this endeavor independently, we made this film outside of the studio system. I didn't have to ask anyone. I didn't have to say, yeah, I want to do it this way. We just did it the way we wanted to do it. And it included a pastiche, a collage of all of those elements, and I'm happy with the way they came together. We shot the whole thing on 16, which was very exciting to me because I never shot on film. And there's a different way that you shoot when you're shooting digitally than when you shoot on film. On film, you have mags, and they have a very specific, finite amount of time that you can shoot. There's actual physical material. On digital, I can roll and roll and roll. I can call action and keep the action open for a long time, which I like to do because as soon as you call cut, everyone rushes in, they're changing, they're fixing. Listen, I want to keep the set quiet, so I'll just roll from one take into another. On film, you got 11 minutes. They'd be giving me hand signals, Ava, 30 seconds. I'm like, wait a minute, I'm not finished. So it was a beautiful, chaotic, wonderful way to work, but very different for me. And it really, lent itself to the exact look that I wanted. 37 days to make a film of this scope and size is really unheard of, especially on film outside of the studio system. When we talk about the studio system, folks have to realize it's a lot of money that's being spent, but it's also a lot of support in terms of insurance, equipment, moving in and out of different countries. You don't have to really think about a lot of that stuff because the studio is handling it. The studio's also looking over your shoulder at everything. They're also saying, do you want to change that line? Or that actor's doesn't have enough social media followers. Or, it's a little, do the leaves have to fall in the room? Are you sure? How are you going to do it? Tell us, prove it to us that it's going to work. I'd rather take less money and not have all those questions. And so we were able to, Paul Garnes and I, from our own small production company, create something with the money that we had and get out there and just say, let's try. Let's try to go to these real places. Let's shoot on film. Let's force ourselves to reach higher, reach stronger. Let's surround ourselves with people who want to do it too. And we did it. I just can't say to people who are trying for something, who are dreaming of something, get outside of the way that people tell you it has to be done. There are no rules. Rules are made up by people. You're a person, make a new one. A big part on this film has been kind of getting over and getting outside of what people have told me I should be doing and what I should be making, and the way that I should be making it and the way that I should be behaving. I like to do it differently, and I'm going to. And I think I've gotten to a place where I'm not afraid of doing that. I'm not holding myself back from expressing myself fully in every way. And for a long time I did. And this film really marks a change in that for me. And it feels good.
Well, you are such a talented storyteller. We thank you so much
for
your
your time. Let me tell you, you're
Yeah.
a talented interviewer, because this is one of the best ones I've had.
Oh my God.
Thank you for taking the film seriously, for really watching it. Fantastic question.
I appreciate that. Thank you so
This
much.
was so good.
I don't write questions. I write answers.
Origin comes out on January 19th. You can get your tickets at amctheaters.com or the AMC Theaters mobile app.
Thank you.
See you at the movies, guys.
Thanks.
First, Mike. I don't know.
Earthquake.
Is that an earthquake, huh? Oh, wow.
Yeah, that was a big one.
Wow. Well, we got that on camera.
Hey! Old LA native. I barely blinked.
I know, I was like the Californian.
This is the ride we're on living here.